A Brief History of Julien Dubuque. Julien Dubuque was born in Saint-Pierre, Les Bouquets, Canada, January 10, 1762. His parents were Noel Augustine and Marie Dubuque. He was the youngest of 10 children. Julien was well educated. He was fluent in English and French. He played fiddle, and he was interested in culture and the arts. Later, he worked as a clerk, learning Indian trade. In the late 1700s, lead was in high demand and could turn a quick profit for anyone willing to mine it. Therefore, in 1783, after hearing of lead being found along the Mississippi, Julien left his home in Canada in search of this lead-rich land. Although it can't be proven, it is believed that Julien, after leaving his home near Quebec, Canada, traveled down the St. Lawrence River through the Great Lakes to the Fox River Valley. He then traveled down the Wisconsin River and joined his brother Augustine in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. They then traveled together down the Mississippi, where they settled with the Meskwaki tribe in the village of Kettle Chief, just south of Dubuque. In 1788, after 5 years of living on the land, Julien Dubuque traveled to Prairie du Chien, where he made an agreement with the Meskwaki tribe that was then led by a Quaqua to work the lead mines on their land. With the agreement, he brought along 10 French-Canadian men from Prairie du Chien to assist him as deckhands, foremen, smelters, and woodsmiths. Once back along the Mississippi, he used the natives to assist him in finding new mining sites. In 1796, Julien Dubuque petitioned the Spanish governor for a clear title of the land rather than the permission from the Meskwaki tribe. The petition was granted, and with it he was given 21 miles of the river, as well as 9 miles inland, totaling roughly 130,000 acres. Julien named his land the Mines of Spain. On it, you would find cabins that were built for the French-Canadian helpers, a smelting furnace to convert the raw lead into bricks of lead, a trading post to trade lead, agriculture, and fur for other goods, a sawmill to harvest the trees and turn them into usable boards, as well as a blacksmith shop to do the metalwork for their community. In 1804, Julien Dubuque had struck a deal with this man, Auguste Chateau, in an effort to alleviate the debt that he was in. In this deal, Julien agreed to sell half of his land as reimbursement for the debt. With that agreement, the remainder of the land would then be passed to Chateau after Dubuque's death. In 1808, Julien Dubuque met Lewis from the duo Lewis and Clark that had been contracted by the government to survey the land of the Louisiana Territory. Dubuque left such a great impression on Lewis that he commented that he should be included in a list of names that the government could trust. The government then returned the favor by appointing Dubuque Indian agent at Prairie du Chien. However, falling ill, Dubuque stepped down from this position after just 2 months. After living in ill health for 2 years, Julien Dubuque passed away from pneumonia in 1810. The local tribe chiefs gathered his remains and placed him into a grave high upon the bluff above Catfish Creek overlooking the Mississippi. They then built a wooden and stone shelter atop the grave site. This lasted until roughly 1845. Sadly, during the Civil War era, the stone and wooden shelter that was atop Julien Dubuque's gravesite was destroyed. To do a better job of protecting Dubuque's remains, in 1897, the limestone structure seen today was constructed.